Everyone, welcome back to a brand new episode of the 90th Minute. We got myself, Liam, we got Lucas, Greg, and Maddie for the first time joining the podcast. Unfortunately, Woz could not make it tonight. He's off doing his own thing. That's all good. We have a brand new week of football to talk about. Well, football. I mean, there's no games on, but there's still news. There's still drama to bring you. We're going to keep you updated with all that stuff. But before we get into the episode, make sure you are subscribed on YouTube. We just hit 2,000. We greatly appreciate the support there. Make sure you like the video.
Good job, boys.
Yes, huge, yeah. Make sure you like the video and comment. Get involved in this conversation we're having tonight. Also, hit us up on any and all social medias. Links are in the description. We're on the road to 30,000 on TikTok. Absolute mint right there, boys. But, Lucas, what are we kicking things off with today?
I mean, there's several things we can talk about today, but I thought the most interesting thing to mention was what happened in the Netherlands this past week, and with them ending the season because they're kind of forced to.
Yeah, the Eredivise is, I think, the biggest league in the world so far to officially cancel their season.
I think so. Right now, they canceled the season because pretty much the politics in the Netherlands say that they can't play any football until September 1st at the very least. So the Dutch Federation decided that they'll end the season now because they don't really have a choice, and that there'd be no champion, no promotion or relegation, but the for the spots for Champions League and Europa League would be decided by the current places right now.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
which
it's not just the Eredivise; it's also like the lower divisions as well,
yeah.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's a huge knockdown effects with this, which I don't know if you want me to get into right now or not.
Well, give us a brief summary.
Okay, so pretty much the first place team in the second division, it's Cambuur, I believe.
They had a huge lead. Yeah.
And they had a huge league. Apparently, there's a simulation some company did where they tested like their seasons like a bunch of times. 99.5% of the time they'd be promoted. So it's like, but now they don't get promoted because there's no promotion allowed right now, which is terrible for them.
Yeah, you just never want to see that, like especially for that team working so hard to get promoted and then the season just gets voided, right?
Yeah, not only like for that sense, but just financially. I mean, to be stuck in the second division for another season is terrible for this club. But I mean, you gotta look at the clubs in the Eredivise who were near the bottom. I mean, they're very happy that they're not getting relegated this year,
including Alan Pardew's team.
Yes, Alan Pardew. Who's he coaching again?
Still Magic.
ADO. It's some team with like a bird on it.
Some team with a bird on it.
It's a green badge with a bird on it.
Oh, now it's got a color.
Yeah.
If they have Alan Pardew as a manager, they deserve to get relegated. So might as well drop them.
Drop them for that.
They're on pace to get relegated, but they got saved. But yeah,
and there was supposedly a clause in his contract where if he did not get relegated, he would get a big sum of money at the end of the season. So supposedly they're like, does he still get that money because they were technically not relegated?
Well, the thing is, he came out and said that if that was true, he would have donated the money to like the Dutch hospitals or some charities like that.
It's probably true. He's just trying to cover his ass.
Yeah, but it's his club is ADO Den Haag.
We finally got a name. Good job, Lucas.
He's showing his laptop. Good job.
That is completely visible. Thank you for that, Lucas.
I think a solid 0.00001% saw that, Lucas. Good job.
Yeah, but the Cambuur boss, he apparently said that this is the biggest disgrace in the history of Dutch sport. We were 11 points clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For them, it's absolutely it's a terrible decision for them.
Plus, no champion is given. Ajax and AZ were tied for first place with 54 points. Ajax had a better goal difference though, so Ajax apparently get an automatic Champions League spot, I think, and then AZ they get the second round Champions League qualifying spot, which AZ isn't happy about because they beat Ajax twice this season, but the standings is based on goal difference, not head to head.
It's a very interesting situation for such a big league with Champions League and Europa League places and stuff like that. Like, it's not a small division that is meaningless. Like, it's the Eredivise. It's one of the biggest countries in Europe in terms of football, right?
Yeah.
And apparently, losses are approaching 400 million euros for the league or for the leagues, and they're seeking government support for professional football and their teams. So it's not a pretty situation.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that was definitely, not the. It's one of the biggest talking points about this whole shutdown is financially. Are these small clubs and smaller leagues going to be able to come back from it?
Are they able to survive and, like you said, just make a comeback with what they have?
Now, Matt, you're wearing orange today, supporting the Dutch people.
I was going to say, we've not heard from Maddie yet.
What are your thoughts on all of this?
I mean, it's the most realistic outcome for all this. You can't choose a champion 3 quarters into the season. Even in the case of Liverpool could technically lose all of the rest of their games. Not likely, but they could. In regards to the other team, Canberra or whatever, 11 points are not fair to the teams in the Eredivise who are still fighting to go down or remain up, to just be tossed into the second league because one team did really well down there. It goes both ways.
Yeah, it definitely goes both ways. I agree with that.
Matt, do you think that something like this could happen in a bigger league like Spain, Germany, Italy, England?
It's more than likely going to happen.
They just cancel the leagues completely?
I feel like it could happen for more than a few other leagues.
I feel like they're going to try the best not to because there's so much money on the line. Like, apparently, Norwich is losing.
Lucas wants his.
Lucas wants his bad.
Lucas wants his title.
Look, honestly, I do think the situation between Liverpool and Ajax situation is different. Ajax are literally tied on points. Liverpool have pretty much one of, if not the biggest league in Premier League history at this point of the season.
Yeah.
So I think there's a huge difference. Obviously, I am going to be biased because I am a Liverpool supporter, but that's what I think.
No, I think as all non-Liverpool fans, for the rest of us, though, we all agree Liverpool should be awarded the title.
Well, but then there's a lot of different things you have to consider. Relegation. I know the Premier League have come up with some plan. It's a very bold plan right now called the Project Restart. Creative name, I know.
It's a good name. It's a great name. I like that.
Yeah, like they're outlining that they need 3 weeks of training, a window between June 8th and July 27th to complete the season, and on August 22nd, the start date would be for the next season. And
Which is crazy. It's crazy to think like the seasons are that close to each other.
How many games are left for the Premier League season?
9.
So they're saying they can get 9 games done in a month and a half?
I mean, if you play 2 matches a week, maybe 3 matches
2 a week,
maybe.
yeah. That's a tight schedule for teams. And then to be, such a tight turnaround for the next season. There's no break. There's no rest. I mean, I guess technically the break...
They've had a long enough break.
This is the break right now, yeah.
Yeah.
They don't even have to deal with international competition, so I don't think they need to be
no training. They're just hanging out.
Well, they can't hang
just
out.
chilling at home.
Well, unless if you're
just chilling, Lucas.
Unless if you're Moise Kane, you'll find $100,000.
Yeah, Moise Kane is stupid.
What did he do? What did he do?
He's at a house party with like 1,000 people.
It's a good idea.
He's at a London house party.
It's good idea. It's not a good idea.
I rate it. Good for him.
Oh my God.
I mean, he's done nothing since coming to England, so you might as well just go to a house party.
He needs to pack his bags and go back to Italy. That's what he needs to do, ASAP.
Oh,
Lucas is getting angry at that because Lucas loves Moise Kane.
No, I'm not getting angry at that. I agree with what he's saying with Moise. What you guys are saying about Moise Kane, like that's ridiculous what he did. It's like with Jack Grealish, who tried to apologize.
Jack Grealish is so stupid.
But with Jack Grealish, the Athletic released their team of the season for the Premier League. They put him in there.
I know Woz yells about him all the time because he's carrying Villa.
Because he wants to sign him. That's why. It's pretty
He's
much
good.
it.
He's a very good player. But I think
Oh, yeah.
Jack Grealish is a mid-table player at best, not a top 6 player.
I mean, if Tottenham's still technically a top 6 team, I feel like you definitely play for Tottenham.
Debatable. That's debatable. If Arsenal or Spurs are a top 6 club.
The thing is,
I
you
think
also got to see
you
what
definitely
he would
play.
do.
There's a lot of top 6 teams you could play for. I could see him playing for Man U, although Man U's questionable. Arsenal, questionable. Tottenham, questionable. I could see him even fitting into Leicester. Obviously, Man City and Liverpool, no. But he's a good player.
Yeah, but the Athletic, they did make their team of the year for the Premier League. Do you guys want to give your thoughts on it after I read it out?
Hit me with it, Lucas. Hit me with it.
In goal, Alisson.
No.
Not a surprise.
Oh, that Henderson kid pretty good this year.
Yeah,
He was good, but Alisson.
Maybe give him a
still.
backup role.
Yeah, we'll give
12th
Dean
man.
Henderson on the bench kind of thing.
I think this backline is what Greg, Liam, and I mentioned before. And I think Woz too. Robertson, Soyuncu, Van Dijk, and Arnold.
Trent. Yeah, I
Lighting
like
is
that.
gone again.
I would agree with that. I
that's-
think Otamendi should get in there.
Liam, be quiet.
I think we need to give Otamendi a shout. Unreal season that kid's had.
Well, what about John
really? Yeah.
Stones?
Sensational. We can't joke that much. Okay, let's not talk about John Stones.
I'll just give the entire team of the year to West Ham. I think they're brilliant.
So the midfield is Grealish, Henderson, and De Bruyne. I think we probably disagree with Grealish.
Yeah, I wouldn't have Grealish.
It depends who
in
your
there.
place is. Who do you replace though? Because Conte hasn't had the greatest season.
Yeah. Would you choose someone from Sheffield United, like Lundstrom or Flex, something like that?
Not really, no.
Uh,
You can't pick Bruno Fernandes because he's been there for what?
2 matches.
A month? Yeah.
But what about, Wijnaldum or Fabinho or another Liverpool midfielder?
I mean, do you want to make this a whole Liverpool 11? But then again, they've
You
only
could
lost one
literally-
match.
You're so
You could-
good right now.
You could literally make it a full Liverpool squad. And I don't think people would deny that.
I mean, would you put in even another City player? It'd be hard to put in because they've
What
been
about
very
Jorginho?
inconsistent.
I think Jorginho's had an okay season.
I say Kovac's was better though.
I say
Yeah.
Kovacic is better.
Who was up front for them, Lucas?
Salah, Mane, and Vardy.
Yeah. I mean, you're going to give a shout for Aubameyang, maybe potentially instead of Mohamed Salah, but I don't know.
I don't know. I don't mind.
I think
That's a hard
Aubameyang's had a very good season for Arsenal.
I still think Aguero's hasn't he still been pretty good
Aguero's-
this season?
Oh, Aguero's been good as well, yeah.
Aguero's just always doing Aguero things.
Exactly, he's always good.
Yeah. Matt, what do you think?
I wouldn't put Aguero over Vardy this season. The only question mark I have on that would be Salah.
I mean, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure
But-
Salah's doing pretty well.
Salah's had a good season.
I think he's their top goal scorer.
But in terms of other forwards,
I'm
Probably the
feeling
best we have to
Aubameyang.
offer.
I'm feeling Pierre.
Aubameyang should be up there.
I think we chose Aubameyang up there. Before.
I think Aubameyang should be in there.
And I guess another player you could mention for the midfield would include guys like Ndidi or Madison.
I'm pretty sure we did say Ndidi
Sorry.
Yeah, I think we did.
before, but in the last episode, I mean.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Make sure you check
Yeah,
out
no.
the last episode. Make sure you go check it out.
But did you hear
Shameless plug that.
about the Premier League? I guess the electronic version of it, where all the professional players played against each other.
Yeah, who won that? I know Trent was in the final.
It was Trent versus Jota of Wolves, and Jota won.
And Jota won it, yeah.
And apparently Jota won
Wasn't there a
30-0 in
comeback?
weekend league.
I think there was
I
a
wish I could be so
Trent-
good.
Trent played Raheem Sterling in the semifinal,
Semis.
and Raheem Sterling was up, I think 3-0, and Trent came back to win at 4-3, and Raheem goes, "This guy loves a good comeback."
That's what I was gonna say.
I'm gonna leave this chat. If we keep this up.
Matt's a Barca fan, by the way, if you don't know.
Corner
I will
Danny
leave.
quickly!
All right, where's the exit? button?
Origi!
I'm out.
Anyways, I guess we should move on. Maybe mention the Bundesliga because they've been having a lot of talks about possibly restarting the season on May 9th behind closed doors.
That's what I find absolutely
soon.
insane. Is
It's so soon.
we have the Netherlands shutting down their season, canceling it, and then a border away, like it's not that far away. Here's Germany saying, "Yeah, we can bring this season back. We're gonna start training pretty soon."
They've already started training.
And it's like it makes no sense how one country is shutting the season down, the other one is restarting it. It was why are there such big differences?
Well, according to my dad, the Netherlands, they are a very dense population. There's a lot of people live close to each other.
Yeah.
So it's a lot. Their situation is a lot more difficult, despite having less people in their country compared to Germany, who are supposedly doing a very good job with this pandemic in their country.
No surprises there.
Because they're Germans. This is what they do.
Even Poland has been doing a good job because the Polish extra class apparently is going to restart on May 29th if everything goes to plan.
So what you're saying to me, Lucas, is we might have football back within a month.
In a few weeks, actually.
I hope, please.
See, it would be. We all want it, but we also don't want to risk the safety of the players. Like, I don't want it to come back and then they have to cancel it again, because then I'm gonna be really pissed.
Yeah, that's a very fair point. We don't want them to rush it, and then players are in danger, fans, coaches, all of them.
And then they make everything worse.
Oh.
Yeah, the world has to be ready before football comes back.
I mean, they've been putting all that rules in place. One of them includes you can't frick or kiss a partner with symptoms.
You cannot frick. I want that timestamped in the description. Lucas says you cannot frick.
There's so many other words you could have used.
Well,
he's using the PewDiePie reference.
Just because it's Lucas.
Thou shalt not frick.
Oh my god. Fricking Lucas.
The other guidelines, Lucas.
Well, apparently they have to clean their own clothes.
Wow, that's tragic. I couldn't imagine having to do that. Even with me. Miles cleans my clothes. Shout out to Miles.
He probably doesn't even know you're doing this.
I hope not, because I'm gonna have to wash my jerseys all next season if he does.
But apparently, Borussia Mönchengladbach fans, in anticipation of this, have been buying cardboard cutouts of themselves to fill the stadium in their matches. So far,
I think we mentioned that last week.
We said that last week.
Well, I'm updating it because 2,000 are in place and 6,000 are on the way.
That is the most extra thing I've ever heard.
I like it though. I like it. The stadium actually looks kind of empty. I like it. It looks a little bit more full now. I like it.
All right, so
it's gonna look like a ghost town.
Are you gonna have like voice recordings, just like in the stands too? And just...
There was one team. There was a couple teams that were talking about recording. Like people could send in recordings of like their voice and everything, cheering, and they'd mash it all together and play it over loudspeakers.
God, please don't do that. It's like it's gonna be a recap of the version.
It's
that
so
was
weird.
I can't do it.
It screams a little bit Manchester City to me, but you know.
Don't act like Manchester City has enough people screaming into their phones to get that out.
Well, I feel like they synthesize the Etihad a little bit.
I mean, to be fair, it's either that or just quiet.
Let them play in the quad. I love the atmosphere. Like even when Barca play behind closed doors, you can hear all the players talk.
It's
interesting.
Cool in that
I like
sense,
it,
but it's kind of weird
it's odd.
I think like the thing.
I like it.
Yeah, I don't mind it really, but I know a lot of people say it's unwatchable to them, but that's each to their own opinion.
I mean, I still just remember watching the PSG Dortmund game, and you just hear like Mbappe screaming from the bench. Like,
I mean, at the end of the day, football is football. We'll take absolutely anything when it comes back.
We've missed you.
Yeah, if it actually does like get approved by the German government and it does go on, then May 9th will be the day where we actually get to finally talk about football matches, because we're not watching the Belarusian league. I don't even know if we're able to even watch that.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it's still going on.
You couldn't pay me enough money. I'm sorry, guys.
All right, so
what are some other big headlines, Lucas?
No, I saw this ESPN article, so I wanted to have some fun with you guys.
Oh, great.
Okay, so this is a list of the most controversial transfers in history, according to them.
Okay.
According to Nick Miller, an ESPN writer. So I'll just list them out. You guys can either give your thoughts, laugh about stuff about it. I don't really care.
Can I do none of the above?
Sure.
I think we've got like 2 or 3 comments saying, "Why does Greg look so angry on the podcast?"
You guys have to get used to that. This is what Greg looks like on a day-to-day basis.
Stern.
At all times.
Good. Now he's sad.
Greg on his birthday. This is Greg's face on his birthday. Thanks, guys. I appreciate all the gifts.
For those listening on audio apps, it's a stern face from Matt.
Okay, Lucas.
This is just how I always am. A lot of people always just say I look just
serious all the time.
Serious, yes.
Okay, here's some. John Obi Mikel, he went to Chelsea, but apparently before that happened, he apparently signed for Manchester United, but that ended up not happening. I think he even had a jersey held up.
Wasn't it a similar situation with William?
It was pretty similar.
Who's William supposed to sign for?
Spurs.
He made the right move on that one. Good for the kid.
Buds.
Carlos Tevez, Manchester United to Manchester City.
I
remember when that happened. You thought that was a great transfer for Manchester City.
It was a great transfer for Manchester City.
It was a great transfer for Manchester
City. They got an excellent player, and they got to
to
screw over Manchester United.
Yeah, exactly.
They one thing wrong with that transfer for them.
Nothing. I thought it was bad because they spent so much money, but obviously I was very naive back then.
They even got to put up a sick banner saying "Welcome to Manchester" with his face on it. That was fantastic.
I mean, yes.
I rate that transfer.
I don't know if any of you know who John Robertson is.
No.
Okay, skip. Oh,
pass.
Where did he move from?
He went from Nottingham Forest to Derby.
Okay, skip that.
Pass. Yeah.
Robin van Persie from Arsenal to Manchester United.
Yeah.
Fantastic pickup by Manchester United.
I mean,
it's exactly
good
what
move
they needed.
by Robin van Persie.
At the time, it was a great time.
The little boy inside him spoke.
Did you just say at the time it was a great time?
I might have. I meant at the time it was a great move.
And you said at the time it was a great time.
Probably. It's late. I'm tired.
Yeah. I remember when KSI found out about this transfer and he just bought all the Van Persies on market and discarded them.
It's too bad Greg already gave me 2 of them. You know?
Yeah. Shut up.
Next one, Ashley Cole from Arsenal to Chelsea.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Again, for him, great move for him.
Johan Cruyff from Ajax to Feyenoord. I remember this one. He only moved to Feyenoord because Feyenoord, Ajax wasn't going to pay him that much, and Feyenoord was willing to give him money for his pension.
Hey man, you got to secure the bag.
He ended up winning the league with Feyenoord.
Yeah.
Really did secure the bag. Legend.
What I find funny though is Ajax play the Johan Cruyff Arena, so.
I mean,
at the end of the day,
they obviously resolved things. Well, kind of.
Yeah.
I know in Johan Cruyff's book, he kind of talked poorly about the older management about Ajax, but that's neither here or there to talk about now. One from the 90s, I think. Roberto Baggio, he went from Fiorentina to Juventus. And I'm pretty sure he was supposed to take a penalty against his former team, and I think he decided not to take it or something, because, I don't know.
Respect.
This one, Liam loves this next one. Sol Campbell from Spurs to Arsenal.
It's peak banter. Like
Excellent
the man goes,
move.
It really
the man goes,
is,
I'm
though.
not leaving. I'm not gonna leave. An hour later, he's across
Yeah.
North London. I know that this was the captain. This was the captain. Like,
Guys, let's have a moment for Sol Campbell.
That was a legendary
Class.
interview.
Yeah.
Just,
Class
Sol,
move.
can you give your comment? Are you staying? He's like, I'm staying.
Yeah. See you, bros.
an hour later.
It wasn't an hour later, but it was like a few days or weeks later.
I think it was the same day. I honestly do.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't, but maybe I'm wrong.
No, I don't know.
Dispute the facts in the comments below.
Matt will know this one very well. Luis
I'm
Figo,
up.
Barcelona to Real Madrid.
Bye, Matt.
I knew it was coming.
Madrid.
I knew it was coming. Bro, they screwed Luis Figo so hard on that one. You hear about the story?
About the
the
pig.
pig head.
Apparently, no, aside from the pig. Apparently, who's Real Madrid's current owner?
Florentino Perez.
Florentino Perez. When he was coming into power to get the vote, he made a promise to the Real Madrid fans that he would sign Luis Figo, and he made he didn't make him. He convinced Luis Figo to sign a contract saying if he won presidency, he would sign for Real Madrid. And at this point in time, he was already an underdog, so Luis Figo had no clue he was actually going to be instated, and he was going to get money if he didn't. And then he won presidency, and there goes Figo.
Figo to Madrid, and Perez with a fat bag.
Oh, it hurts, dude. The pain. It's okay. He wasn't that good anyways, you know?
And then the last one, according to Mr. Miller, who will link the article in the description to read if you want to read more about the details of each of these. Mo Johnston from Nantes to Rangers. Now, you want to explain why that's so controversial, Liam?
He was the first. He was the first Catholic player to sign for Rangers.
And a former Celtic player?
Yeah, he was a former Celtic player, but he's also the first ever Catholic to sign for Rangers. Rangers had a unwritten rule at the time that they would only sign Protestant players. And he was the first one to break that barrier.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was an ex-Celtic player.
Yeah, that's what was controversial about it, but the Protestant part and him actually playing for Celtic in the past.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'm rather upset than
I knew that one. I knew that one would come up eventually because that's a huge transfer. Not
I'm rather
many
upset
people
Robinho
have
wasn't
gone
on this.
across. Yeah,
that guy literally thought he was signing for Chelsea.
he did.
I thought it was Manchester
You have
United.
to question. You have to question though. What was his agent telling him? Like, how did he not understand?
Was not on this either. How is he? This guy got bought out by a country. What's going on?
Well, if he went to Real Madrid in the summer, he would have been on this list, 100%.
See, I'll have to take
What
a trip
about
to Spain.
what about someone like Zlatan, who's played for Inter and AC Milan
And Juventus.
Well,
and
Ronaldo's
Juventus?
done the same
Yeah.
thing. Ronaldo played for Inter, AC, Barca, Real.
Yeah. Pirlo.
Everything.
Pirlo played for both. Yeah.
Pirlo played for all three, the three main Italian
Yeah.
teams. There's a lot of players that played for both AC Milan and Inter Milan, which is
Inter
kind
Milan.
of
Yeah.
odd. But I'm pretty sure in like every single derby they at least have one player that's played for both, or at least something like that.
Happens a lot, yeah.
Well, history, yes, but should it really happen a lot?
Yeah, 'cause-
I don't think so.
It's a little odd.
Lucas, do you want to move on to something else, or is there
Yeah.
question time, or what?
So let's talk about. We got this question last week about a quarantine challenge. Now,
Liam,
So here's let me give you a quick rundown because
Matt's just
try to explain
confused.
it.
Matt is
I
just
got it right
confused.
here.
Yeah, but the quarantine challenge. Lucas will explain what that is. The thing is, I did not know this challenge was called the quarantine challenge. So Lucas is asking for it, and I was like, I have no idea what this man is asking me right now. So I just didn't do it.
And we called Matt like 30 minutes before we started, so he didn't do it either.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on right now, boys.
Okay, so
I'm just here.
So Lucas will explain.
So this was asked last week by Dom Padalino, and he said that the quarantine challenge is that you build your best World 11 you can, and the rules are that the players must have played during your lifetime, so for us, 1997 and afterwards. No two players are from the same country, and the players could never have played for the same club, even if the players have never played with each other. So you can only have like one Barca, one Real, etc.
Bro, this is so much thinking.
It's very tough.
I was doing this for so long.
Yeah, it took Greg
so
and I
late.
like an hour to do.
Yeah, so Greg and Lucas made one, so that's going to be the 90th minutes quarantine challenge 11.
So Greg, you want to go say yours first?
Better put Messi on this.
What about you?
Oh, did you make an individual one, or did you make one together?
Yeah, we both made individual ones.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, well, I want to
see, Liam, how about you actually do something? Come on.
Petr Cech is my goalkeeper. Petr Cech's my goalkeeper. I'm deciding that.
All right. So
it's funny because I don't think that's either. Me and Lucas don't have them as the keepers.
So hopefully we didn't get anything messed up here.
Yeah. If we did this, it took a little bit, but we did it pretty fast as well. So if we actually did mess something up, don't criticize us too hard, please.
Please criticize them.
Let me hear.
Let us know what we did wrong, but
yeah. So
are you going first? Or
yeah. So this will also be posted on TikTok as well because that's where it was asked, and we'll have Greg and my video be separate. So mine goalkeeper. Okay, I chose 4-3-3, but goalkeeper I had
4-3-3
Hugo Lloris.
So no other French player or no other Spurs player?
Yeah.
Couldn't find anyone better than Lloris.
I mean, it was kind of hard when
it's so difficult. You say it like that now, but
he's got to pick one player who hasn't played for any other club. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but then
who's a good option?
Most good players have played for Barcelona, Real Madrid, or Inter.
Petr Cech.
Liam.
Petr Cech.
Not Liam. Matt. Just think of this though. When you pick Cristiano Ronaldo, that's Portugal, that's Real Madrid, that's Manchester United, and that's Juventus. All there. You can't pick from any of that. That's fucked.
But Lloris, though?
Okay. Lucas, continue with your cue.
Do your...
Okay, my fullback, so I have Philip Lahm, Thiago Silva, Diego Godin, and I chose Łukasz Piszczek because I'm Polish. I really think he was one of the best right backs during his peak. And I do have two right backs in there technically, whatever. Midfielders.
Godin was okay. I guess was one of my I was thinking of doing, but he's not in there.
Yeah. Midfielders. I just chose Steven Gerrard, David Silva, and Freddie Ljungberg.
Freddie Ljungberg is a good show. That's a good guy to have.
I like it. Yeah.
Technically played winger for most of his career, but he did play like an attacking midfielder role in his latter parts of his career. So that's why I put him in the midfield. And the forwards, Messi, Ronaldo, and Totti.
I like the Totti. I like the Francesco.
It's not
Totti.
bad.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Like how I try to do this, I just try to pick one club players that were really good. So, well, obviously you're gonna have Messi and Ronaldo in here, but like Totti, one club player, Gerrard, practically a one club player. Lahm,
God, you could have picked Akinfeev. Akinfeev is surely better than Lloris, isn't he? Surely. I mean, Russian league or not, we're talking about Lloris here, boys.
Akinfeev's a little sketchy at times too.
Lloris is sketchy.
All right,
he's sketchy, but he can be really good too. So, and he's won a World Cup.
Dude, who's getting past that France team? Let's be real.
I was gonna say, I think I could play goals and won a World Cup.
All right. Am I going?
Yeah.
Hit us.
All right. So in net is Jan Oblak.
Okay.
Right. Pretty
definitely
good,
better than Lloris.
Wait till
and then
I do the rest of it.
Lucas, shut your mouth. And then I have Philip Lahm, Koulibaly, Virgil, and Alex Telles.
Okay.
Okay.
My midfield is Santi Cazorla, Kevin De Bruyne, and Johan Kabay.
Johan Kabay
Oh,
and little Santi Cazorla.
that guy should not be in a top 11 of anything. Anything, dude. Literally.
Finish off this team, Greg.
And then
Finish it off.
Ronaldo, Messi, and Di Natale.
I mean, it's not as shocking as Cazorla or Johan Kabay, but
Greg, you started off so well, yeah?
yes.
So well.
I
The
changed
defense
around
was
that
so
midfield.
good.
I changed around that midfield
Minus
a
maybe
good amount.
Tellez. But dude, Kabay, bro. You couldn't find anyone other than Kabay.
I was gonna put
Cazorla,
Ndombele.
sure.
Ndombele.
On God, I think Ndombele is better than Kabay. Let's be real.
I think
Talk
Liam
about
would have
Kabay.
lost his mind if I put Ndombele.
I'm
Apparently,
trying to think of,
Barca
like,
wants that guy.
I'm trying to think of just like
For some
another
reason.
French midfielder that's better. Like there's gotta
Well,
be another French midfielder.
A lot of them played for Inter, AC Milan, Arsenal, Barcelona, Real Madrid.
It was hard.
So I'm like,
And then Spanish midfielders, I can't. It's just Barca and Real Madrid are gone.
Yeah.
David
And
Silva's
then-
like,
Santi Cazorla.
And I had Kevin De Bruyne, so I couldn't
Yeah.
do.
Why did you switch out Di Natale for Clint Dempsey?
because he played for
Fulham,
Spurs.
American. Damn, you're right.
What
Who-
English team did
who
Landon
does
Donovan
Greg
play for?
have
Was it
from
Everton?
Spurs doesn't have any. Greg has no Spurs players.
I did have Spurs
Oh.
players before,
You
but
guys
Who
could
do
have.
you have?
Well, in his
Well,
old,
I'd
could've thrown Hungman's son in
I'd
there.
Christian in my old team. I switched it around a lot.
Oh.
You could have thrown Sonaldo in there. No other player you're picking from Korea. And where else did he play? Leverkusen.
Wilfred
Who he played for before
Zaha.
that?
Hamburg.
Wilfried Hamburg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
you
a
could've picked-
there is a lot of different options, and it's
Well,
hard to think of just right off the spot.
And also, you want to
You
choose
just gotta
players
think
that
about
you
some
liked
weird
watching
nations.
when you like. I love Totti. I love Gerrard. Piszczek I loved, so that's why I put them in there.
Oh yeah, I loved watching Johan Kabay.
a midfield maestro, some might say.
Greg, what team does you want to play for right now? Then you don't know because I don't know. If anyone knows, please tell me in the comments
Let's
below.
check.
I don't know.
I think
Where
he's-
is Kabay?
Is it?
He's somewhere in the French league.
I think it's like
No, Saint Etienne.
Saint Etienne right now. Yeah.
Saint
I knew he was-
Etienne.
All I knew is he was in the French league. All I knew.
So
Ah,
you
well, that
your
was a
guys'
fun
criticism
quarantine
to us.
challenge.
You say no Johan Kabay, cut him. No Lloris.
Please cut Lloris, dude.
I'm
So
glad
cut
that
Messi
out.
and cut Messi and Ronaldo. We don't need them.
No.
Y'all hear that?
Overrated.
Huh?
I'm not gonna bring it back up. Hopefully, it
Most-
disappear. Don't forget.
We have a question, Lucas. Should we just go to some next
Let's go
questions?
to the questions. Let's do it.
Which ones do you want specifically, Greg?
I don't know.
Well, I
TikTok.
Well,
TikTok.
well yes, but Greg, okay, yes, okay.
Lucas, just go ahead.
Just talk, Lucas. God, Jesus.
Piss off, Liam.
I know Matt really wants to answer some of these questions.
Yes,
So.
Matt will definitely want to answer this one. What color is Glasgow? Do not be biased.
Yellow.
Well, technically, I've been there a few times. It's a little gray. It's rainy and stone. No, Glasgow's green and white. Let's not even play around here. Like, we're 9 in a row
talking about-
about to happen.
If we're talking about Celtic and Rangers, I don't want to hear no Rangers fans come up here and say anything until they've won the league. Please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
9 years in a row. 9.
Matt's a
Yeah.
big Celtic supporter. We
Yeah,
all
he's
No, I
very
don't-
biased.
Nah, Celtic is not that great too. Let's be real, but like
We're really not. We're pretty trash.
9 years in a row. You guys think you're good?
Okay. Next question though.
Mm.
I think this is a pretty good one. Who's the player that made you fall in love with the game?
Ronaldinho, probably for me.
I got 3, but I'll go last.
Okay, I'll say for me, Steven Gerrard initially, and then for a brief period, Fernando Torres until he decided to piss off, but that's okay.
I'm gonna say for me, like when I hear that question, I think of like the players I most enjoyed watching play, and like people I would like the people when I would play in my backyard. Who were the people that I was like thinking of? I'm gonna say Didier Drogba and Andreas Shevchenko. I loved Shevchenko at Chelsea. I loved him. Like
there's so many players that you just love playing. Yeah.
All right.
Maddie, who you got?
Thierry Henry. First and foremost.
One of mine, yeah.
Ronaldinho is one of the first players I ever seen play. Definitely, probably the reason I fell in love with football. And the last player, that's controversial because Messi's the best player in the world, but Cristiano Ronaldo.
Mm-hmm.
God, when he was playing for Man U.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Electric. He was so fun.
You would watch him, not the game kind of thing.
Yeah, I know.
Electric that guy
Matt,
was.
you got didn't you get a signed Ronaldo poster from your aunt or something?
Yeah, I also have, unfortunately it doesn't fit me anymore, but an authentic Manchester United Cristiano Ronaldo jersey, which I should have hung up here if I knew that was going to be one of the questions. But no, I was never a Man U fan. I was pissed off when he went to Real Madrid. But damn, that guy was fun to watch when he was at Man U, man. Yeah. Anytime he's fun to watch.
Just kind of to touch on this topic, I'm not too sure which Twitter. I think it was Football Daily on Twitter, I believe. I'm not too sure though. They ran a poll of who was the best ever Premier League player, and it came down to Thierry Henry, Cristiano Ronaldo, and I think John Terry, I want to say. And Thierry Henry won it by, I think, 2% over Ronaldo.
That's a tough question, because if Ronaldo was there during his prime, oh God, Ronaldo, easy.
You think?
But,
over Thierry Henry?
If Ronaldo was in his prime, like Real Madrid years, in Man U, it's undisputed.
It would be, that
guy is different, man. He's different. The only player better than him, I'm not even sure is human. So it has to be him.
All right, next question.
Okay, so thanks for the answer. Who's the best ever Italian player in your guys' opinion? Now, do you want me to answer this first, or?
Yeah,
sure.
Go for it first. I got a couple.
So it was a tough choice. Like I mentioned, like Totti, Pirlo, Buffon, Del Piero, but for me, the best one that for myself was either Totti or Del Piero. Del Piero was one of like the first Italian players I actually got to watch a lot of, because I did watch a lot of Juventus when I was younger, but I kind of fell in love with Totti and how he stayed at Roma for his entire career. But I want to hear what you guys think of what's your favorite Italian.
My favorite or the best?
Oh, I guess
the best favorite or best.
The best ever, yeah.
The best ever is a harder question.
Because
best ever's hard because it's like position wise, like what they did for their teams, like all that.
And also, a lot of the best Italians played when we weren't even really that.
Yeah, like
we're really watching. A lot of them were back then. Yeah.
Yeah, like Giuseppe Meazza has a stadium named after him. So.
Yeah, I mean, Dino Zoff is one of the best ever.
Roberto Baggio is the most talented player they've ever produced.
I was gonna say I think I'm
Roberto Baggio's got to be up there.
Yeah.
Baggio probably is the best ever.
And then there's always Maldini, Baresi, those type of guys.
There's a lot.
My favorite Italian. Zambrotta for obvious reasons. But definitely Luca Toni. I love Luca Toni, man. Shout out to Luca Toni and anyone else who knows who that is.
I'm back.
All right, Liam is back.
I remember like Matt when we were younger, you always didn't like Luca Toni's celebration.
Oh man, I've grown to love that guy, dude. Luca Tony's gotta be up there for me.
Greg?
Best ever, so hard.
If anyone mentions Buffon the Buffoon, they get a whack over the head.
Oh, come on now.
It's good, but no, not close.
That's probably their best keeper ever.
Yeah.
Del Piero, very
Del Piero.
good. Favorite's probably Pirlo. Pirlo just did so much. Like, I just love how he played with his passing game and just what he could do with everything. But I would probably say Del Piero.
I think if I was going to answer my favorite ever Italian, it would have to be Mario Balotelli. I love Balotelli.
Best ever.
I love him.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a good shot.
Absolute idiot.
Sure enough.
But what do you think?
Honorable
What's our
mention
next
to Paolo
question?
Maldini.
What?
But Liam, who do you think is the best
Someone's gotta-
Italian?
I said Roberto Baggio.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Someone's got to give an honorable mention to Maldini.
Paulo Maldini, yeah. Paulo Maldini
Maldini's-
definitely deserves a shout. He's brilliant. But I
Yeah.
think if you're looking at like technical ability, you got to give it to Baggio. Even though he missed the penalty.
I mean, to be fair, like, it's not really fair to criticize one's career for one shot he missed.
I mean, it was probably the biggest moment of his career, and he missed it.
I mean, the
It's
cool
true.
thing, the interesting about him, I think he like
It's
follows
the same as Gerard.
Buddhism or whatever it's called.
Okay.
And he said about the penalty that him missing that penalty made more people happier because there's more football fans in Brazil than there is in Italy. So that's why
Well,
he was
that's just
okay
a
with
terrible way of looking at your life. That's a terrible defeatist attitude. Oh, I lost. Oh, they're happy. Whatever, kumbaya. I'm here to win. Like, it's a World Cup.
Yeah, I don't
That's
share
stupid.
Baggio's perspective on that.
No.
it. I don't
You
think
know what?
I get
Just
mad
for
when
that-
I
just,
lose.
Just for that answer, I'm giving it to Paolo Maldini. Just for that answer.
But
He's off of that.
I don't think Baggio does not like. I don't know. I think if he made that penalty, he'd probably be, by no doubt, considered the best of all time for it.
Yes, I agree.
But I think we
But
talked
he
about
blew
that
it.
enough. Let's move on to. Could you talk about Sunderland potentially? Would greatly appreciate it. Well, I knew Woz.
I'm out.
Yes.
I don't know nothing.
It's a
Neither.
sad
Nor
club.
will I.
I
It's
don't.
a sad club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Woz was watching the documentary, like you were saying.
Yeah, but unfortunately he couldn't appear today. But maybe one of these podcasts he'll be able to give his thoughts if he's watched it. I know he said that he kind of didn't want to continue watching it because it made him kind of sad.
Well,
Yeah.
it's a very
So we'll leave-
historic big club, and it just
It sucks to see him just. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like.
So we'll leave this
I
for
mean-
another episode.
But
Yes.
last place in the 2017.
Shut up, Liam. Shut up.
Relegated in 2017 from the Premier League, relegated from the Championship in 2018. Then they missed promotion last season because they conceded a last-minute goal versus Charlton in the playoff final.
That's what feels
Chico?
bad.
To go back-to-back relegations is shocking.
It's brutal.
And then not getting promoted the season because you conceded a last-minute goal.
Typical
terrible.
Sunderland things. This is a club that
Sunderland.
this is a club that has fans taking a crap in the stadium. So I mean, that says everything about this club. Have you ever seen that picture?
I
No,
Fantastic.
don't. I don't want to either.
Are you sure it's
funny.
Sunderland?
Pass
so
on that.
funny. Yes, it is Sunderland. It is a man drunk off his mind, just in his chair at the stadium, just taking a crap.
Class.
Okay.
That's exactly what it is.
All right.
Moving
All
on
right.
to another
well,
class club, I guess.
oh, here we go.
They're a little bit better than Sunderland at the moment. Blackburn Rovers. Someone asked if we could talk about their downfall, and the content. So thank you very much, Fiona Kelly. So Blackburn, they were relegated in 2012. Yeah, very long ago. And then they're stuck in the championship for 5 straight seasons. You know, not really incredible results, I guess. They were relegated in 2017, which, you know, not great. But unlike Sunderland, they promoted the next season to the championship, and currently they're 15th. Now, I don't know if you guys know about this guy, Rhodes.
Dude, I remember that guy
First
used to be
name.
sick in FIFA.
Yeah,
I know who he is.
I swear. He scores like so many goals in the championship. Like, I swear he's like the
I
best
know who
player
that
to
is.
not play in the Premier League or something. I don't know.
Lucas, I don't know if you know of a guy named Roberto Lewandowski. He nearly joined Blackburn Rovers, but
The only thing-
volcano stopped him.
Probably for the
Thank
better.
God.
That's a legitimate story.
Wasn't Zidane close
Boys,
to joining Blackburn, or was that Newcastle?
Boys, I'm gonna
I
level
would
with you
assume
right now.
Newcastle.
The only thing I know about Blackburn currently that I even care about is Roque Santa Cruz, and it's only because he had a sick name.
Yeah,
That's it.
Yeah.
I believe Joe Ledley played for them. I want to say.
They had Yakubu.
I think it was Joe Ledley.
Yakubu, I remember that guy too.
And other famous names, Danny Graham. Yes. And currently they have a pretty decent. Well, I don't know if he's still there, but Bradley Dack. I don't know. Maybe Greg knows. No, he doesn't.
He only falls full of everything else doesn't matter.
Promotion or bust.
All right. Question for Liam. What are your thoughts about the current situation with Scottish football and the SFA?
It's very interesting at the moment because all the lower divisions in Scotland, their seasons have ended. They awarded the titles to. They just ended the year whatever it was like. So if you were in the bottom, you get relegated. If you're in the top, you get the title kind of thing. They have not done it for the Scottish Premiership yet, but it's looking very likely like it could actually happen and that Celtic will be awarded the trophy just based on being on the top right now. So I hope that doesn't happen. I would like to see the end of the campaign because then Rangers fans will, you don't deserve the title. You didn't play all the matches.
The season didn't finish.
Yeah, it's not
Liam,
it's not 10 in a row because you
Liam,
didn't play all the games. Shut up. Get out of here. You
It's all
lost
good.
this
You're probably gonna win
season.
next year too.
Shut up.
But
It's all
like,
good though,
I don't know.
Liam. At the end of the day, you're probably gonna win next year anyways. Let's be real.
I hope so. But no, it's very interesting, and I think we'll see probably within the next week, maybe 2 weeks, what happens in Scotland and what happens with the SPFL.
Yeah.
Okay. Now on to the next question. Who is the most underrated Premier League player of all time?
You already know who I'm gonna say, boys. So I'll let you guys go first.
I wrote
Or
mine
should I go
down
first?
somewhere here. So
Can I go for like a more recent one?
of course.
And like it's I don't know how to think about this, to be honest, but like I feel like it's true. James Milner.
James Milner is very underrated.
He's underrated, but
100%.
he's also like not. I don't want to say it like this, but he's not that good. You know what I mean?
I know.
The man
but
has
like,
what?
but
Two,
he's
I'm not.
3 Premier League titles? A Champions
that's
League?
That's why I didn't want to say it like that.
That's where
But
I'm like.
compared to other underrated players,
I
you know
also
what I mean?
In terms of
I love
in
James
terms of
Milner
work
too, though.
ethic and in terms of commitment to his
Yeah.
club,
I
he stands.
I love
head and
James
shoulders
Milner.
above anyone else in the league.
yeah,
I'd
that's
say.
I love the guy.
yeah,
but-
like just
I will
that's
give
my-
you
that's
my.
mine.
I'll give you my answer. I don't know if he's underrated, but I go in terms of when you talk about the Premier League greats, like you said, your Cristiano Ronaldo's, your Thierry Henry's, your John Terry's. I don't think this guy gets mentioned enough. Dennis Bergkamp. I think without Dennis Bergkamp, Thierry Henry doesn't score as many goals as he does.
In what universe is that guy underrated?
Because when you talk about
he's
your
not-
Premier League greats, he doesn't get mentioned.
Dude, we all know Dennis Bergkamp was sick though. That's the
Well,
thing.
just
yeah,
didn't like
but
airplanes.
you don't
At all.
you don't mention him.
I mean-
you don't mention him
Dutchman.
with Thierry Henry and the John Terry's and the.
I know what
Ronaldos.
you're saying, but I don't know if that's still considered underrated. Is
Like
what
we all
Kyle's
know
not
that guy
saying.
was
I
good.
love Dennis Bergkamp.
Yeah.
We all
One of
love
the
Dennis
smartest
Bergkamp.
players in the Premier League.
So
Okay, how about Gianfranco Zola then? That's what I'll give a shout to.
That's a better shout.
Yeah, that's a better shout.
That's better.
better
Terrible
shout.
manager, but good player.
Terrible manager.
I remember seeing a clip of him in like latter part of his career just sending Carragher to the floor.
What about Paulo Di Canio? Paulo Di Canio is another one I'm going to give a shout to.
That guy was just a
terrible
character,
manager,
man.
terrible person in general, but fantastic player.
Fair enough. Matt wanted to go last, so I'll mention two names, I guess. Ricardo Carvalho for Chelsea. He was part of that team with the best ever Premier League defense in history with goals against.
Yep.
And I feel like he's not mentioned as much as other great defenders like Terry, like Ferdinand, like Vidic, etc.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And also, I'd say Santi Cazorla, because when he got injured and went down, Arsenal could never were the same.
Santi Cazorla.
Who's making fun of my list now?
We have gone to Barcelona and Santi Cazorla have come.
Oi.
Oh, Lucas, what are we going to do?
All right, Matt, what's yours?
Matt Letizia. Don't at me. Go on to YouTube.
Fantastic.
As soon as you finish this, go on to YouTube and search up this man's best goals.
Fantastic goal scorer. He
That's all I
was
need
a
to say.
shining light for Southampton.
Matt Letizia.
Yeah.
Guys,
Yeah.
oozes class, man. Oozes it.
All right. Thanks for
good. I
the
like
answers,
that.
guys. I guess another question here. What do you think is one of the most underrated leagues in the world?
Mm.
The South African League. It's got to be it, no?
Kaiser Chiefs, let's go.
Being my main kid on Ultimate Team since 2012. Yeah.
For the top 5 leagues, I still think the Bundesliga is still underrated, but not by us, but by people, I guess.
Yeah, I know what you
that's
mean by
pretty true.
that.
I don't know if the
Portuguese League.
I was gonna say the Portuguese league because
yeah, I had that written down too.
Everyone knows the Eredivise. Everyone knows League One, which isn't even that great of a league. Let's be realistic.
especially like just recently,
But yeah,
like just like the past what it was like 4 or 5 years, whatever. Like Porto makes like the round of 16 in the Champions League like every time, which is like that's so good, honestly.
And also, there's a Portuguese team that literally just got promoted this last season, and then they were like in first place for the longest time. And even like clubs like Braga, like they hired a manager and he was doing great for them, and then Sporting literally just takes their manager. Braga goes hire a new manager, and they're still doing fine. There's a lot of decent teams. Obviously, there's a lot of clubs in there that aren't that well financially, but I think that you could say that about most leagues outside the top 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll agree with Portugal. I think that's a good show.
Okay, sweet.
I
about
think
Belarusian League?
I think Portugal is a better shout than
Matt?
Belgium.
Don't. Yeah, I yeah, people
Belgium has okay teams like Genk, but I don't know.
no.
I'd give Portugal a shout.
When it comes to the Belgian league, I would literally, and this has nothing to do against these leagues, but honorable mentions to these two. I would say the Brazilian league is probably slightly underrated, as well as the Mexican league.
Oh yeah.
Not so much for
Mexico's
not so much
a
for
good
players,
Mexico's a good shout, yeah.
but for entertainment. Entertainment, they're probably really entertaining to watch.
I hear people, like, at least in England, or fans of the Championship, like they say the Championship is underrated.
Greg, hit us with your opinions.
I think the championship has great drama.
Yeah, there's so many games. What I like about it is so many games, and there's so much attacking football in that. Like they're just going fucking out there.
And there's a lot of tackles in there that are a little naughty.
Yeah, I like that. Joe.
Okay.
How about? I'd say EDSA Div 4 is also pretty sick.
You know it.
Fun to watch that.
Matt and I have seen a few games there.
I've seen too many.
Played in a few games.
I have not played Div 4. I don't think I'll ever do that either. That's for Czech.
Yeah, who does
Yeah,
that?
of course. You're pointing the wrong way, Matt.
I don't know. This is how it shows up on my
it's-
screen, so I'm gonna continue pointing this way.
Okay, so
Alright, what's
one
next?
final question to finish off the TikTok questions. We have a few on YouTube, but what was your favorite match from this season?
In general or in a specific league?
In general.
Oh, that's a good question.
One that came to my mind was Leverkusen versus Dortmund that ended 4-3 for Leverkusen. Great goals, a lot of drama, a great comeback from Leverkusen, and it was an entertaining match in general. Another one I'd put for myself is Liverpool beating Manchester City. That was pretty fun.
I think that was what I was going to kind of think about a Liverpool City game. I don't know. Did anything really stand out to you guys?
Well, yes.
How about Liverpool versus Atletico? That was a good game. Thoroughly enjoyed that one.
I mean, Matt.
Second leg specifically.
Honestly,
Class.
it
was a good game. It was fun to watch.
It was very fun to watch.
Yeah.
I actually agree with that. Yeah.
Thank you, Greg.
The thing is, like, a lot of the games, like, because like a lot of what I would say would be like the later Champions League games, and those just never didn't happen, right?
Bayern Munich versus Chelsea when Alphonso Davies tore up Stamford Bridge.
I enjoyed that
That was
one.
one of my
yeah.
favorite games. Yeah.
That was a good game.
Okay, so I guess we'll move on to the YouTube questions. So thank you for the ones on TikTok. We obviously can't answer every single one, but thank you very much.
Thank you.
With YouTube,
Please stop asking what we think about like the Azerbaijan league and like the young players coming from Serbia. I have no idea. Okay, none of us do. Sorry, but no.
Okay.
What do I think about Ireland?
I don't know about the Azerbaijan.
What do I think about Ireland?
Liam, stop.
Tired of the
Let's
Irish
Let's move on. Next question, Lucas.
Okay, so
A lot of controversy.
do you think Pochettino could help Barca and the board? And he also requests for Greg not to
happening.
Look mad.
It's not happening. There's no way that's happening.
Poch to Newcastle. You heard it here first.
Poch literally said that since he played for Espanyol, he won't go to Barca.
Poch to Newcastle.
Poch to Newcastle.
But Matt, since you are here, who would you want at Barcelona as manager?
As soon as the current board is expelled, fired, and thrown in jail, I would like to see Xavi return. Hey, I'm getting assaulted by my dog. Oh my god.
That'd be sweet. That'd be sweet.
I'd like to see Xavi return as a manager. I think he could do a job for us. Because Kike said he had to start the board.
That's cool. That'd be cool. I'd like that. Just to bring a club legend to take over, yeah.
I agree. It would take the board to be changed because your board is trash.
They need to go, man. It's painful now.
It's time to go.
All right,
They're
Lucas,
so bad.
Next question.
I'm just trying to find them. Thoughts on Sunderland? We already answered that in the TikTok. Let's see. Do you think Villa would be able to keep their best players?
No.
No need to spend any more time on that
Are we talking about
0%.
if we're getting? Are we talking about like if they're getting relegated?
Even if they stay up, I think they'll lose a couple players.
They're losing players.
Jack, like I said this a little bit like before too, and like the fact that I was surprised that Jack Grealish stayed when they didn't get promoted. Years ago.
Oh, this dog is driving me insane. Get off of the couch, mate. You're distracting me. Off. Get off the couch. Technical difficulties, lads. Hey. He's all the same to me. He doesn't care.
I don't see any other questions that are really worth answering or are really ones that are that I haven't answered with the YouTube account. So But one thing I do want to mention is from Brandon's Gaming. He said, based on our Newcastle discussion, he said that, well, I'm about to get called a bandwagon fan even though I lived there.
Yeah, I love that. I love that comment.
I love how Newcastle's going to become one of the biggest names in European football. if they get bought. They're not bought yet.
It's getting closer and closer, Liam.
It's close.
It's still Newcastle, Lucas. It could
probably...
be the day of. And actually not happening, sorry.
See, it'll be interesting, though.
They'll still probably sign a whole load of crappy French players, too, so...
God damn it!
I mean, that's what they used to do.
Okay, Johan Kabay. They'll pick up Johan Kabay.
Not Gourcuff. What was his name? That doesn't even matter.
All they need to do is bring back Demba Ba and Papi Cisse. Is all they need to do.
Who remembers that goal?
Champions League winners. The goal against Chelsea was one of the best ever Premier League goals.
Can you please?
Yeah, that goal was so nice.
Okay, guys, new segment. Convince Maddie he actually meant to shoot that.
He did.
There's no way. Who shoots that? Who in their right mind shoots that?
Demba Ba.
Oh my lord!
All right,
It's a great goal.
Is that everything?
Yeah, I think so. Just want to say thank you to Matt for filling in last minute. We literally phoned him like 10 minutes before we started, so he was in bed, but he got out of bed and came here.
Yeah.
Also, we need to give a massive thank you and shout out to every single one of the 2,000 subscribers we have on YouTube. It's a fantastic milestone for us to hit. Only a little while ago we hit 1,000, and this second 1,000 has come so quickly. It's been fantastic growth.
I don't think we ever thought we would be in this position,
like
and we appreciate that we actually.
Sorry, Greg. Like a year
just
ago.
cut him off
Lucas, go ahead. You know what? Just go.
Well, like a year ago, we had like less than 50 people watching us, so it's incredible seeing more and more people watching and enjoying our content, and it's very humbling, and we're glad to continue making content for you guys.
But to sign it off this video, I was going to say is, if you are new to the 90th Minute, make sure you are subscribed so you can join and help us get to the next 1,000. Help share our video, like, comment, subscribe, get involved with the conversations we had today. Hit us up on the TikTok, the Instagram, all that good stuff. From Lucas, Greg, Maddie, and Woz, and myself, Liam, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching and listening. This has been yet another week in the beautiful game. See you next time.
I'm pretty sure my phone's at like 2% right now.
Boys, I fucking killed it.